Happy New Year. Welcome to the first Monday Morning Motivation in 2026. I know a lot of people have been saying how terrible 2025 was. Hey, I guess that's one way of looking at it. I got to be honest with you. I looked at 2025 like any other year. Was it filled with challenges? Absolutely. Probably more than most would like to have to walk through. But you know what? It was just another year, and I found strength to deal with stuff. And this is what I want us to look at on this first Monday Morning Motivation. How do we go through life? How are we going to accomplish things? How are we going to achieve? How are we going to get successes? And there's three things I want us to look at that will help us. You know, we need strength, right? We need strength to make it through, to push through, to go through. And we all talk about having strength, but you know, how do you find strength when you go through? The only way you develop mental strength, especially physical strength, is you have to work out your body. You have to push. You have to work hard. And, you know, I'm old school. Those of you who are somewhat my age, you remember the old Arnold Schwarzenegger, the pumping iron back in the day when bodybuilding was, you know, really surging. And when you looked at gym life, it was always, you know, some say, oh, they're just looking at themselves in the mirror. Yeah, that's part of it. But part of it also was that you have to increase resistance to develop strength. And we don't like resistance. If you stay at the same way, you're going to tone out. You're just going to level out. You have to keep increasing it. In life, we're going to have resistance. And there's people trying to run from resistance. I don't want the troubles. I don't want the problems. I want this brand new year to be perfect. What do you mean perfect? Life is going to be hard. And the only way you develop strength is you have resistance come into your life. And rather than tapping out and saying, I'm not going to, I'm not going to go on, you got to say, I've got to find a way to press through. I've got a way to push through. And this, secondly, in order to have strength, you're going to have tenacity. Tenacious. You've got to develop the mindset. Whatever it takes, I'm going to get it done. Whatever it takes, I'm going to push through. Whatever it takes, I'm going to go through. You know, how did I go through the surgeries? How could I lay on the gurneys? And how could they hook me up to the monitors? And when everyone else was, you know, experiencing flu bugs in the hospital and the rest, all my vitals were good because there was a lot of prep work that went on physically. You know, the walking, the exercising, the planking, and everything else that comes with developing your body. You've got to develop tenacity to say, I'm going to do it even when I don't feel like. I've got to push through. So we have strength, we have tenacity, and then we move to the third area is resolve. Not resolutions. You know, everyone's having resolutions. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to eat right. I'm going to this. I'm going to that. I'm going to treat my wife better. I'm going to treat my husband better. I'm going to go to gym. That's all good, but most likely in 3 weeks, that's all going to be gone. Is the difference between having resolutions and having resolve. You resolve, you determine today, I'm going to push through, I'm going to work through, I'm going to keep going when everyone else is quitting. You can count on me. I'm going to keep going and going. Just as the scriptures say, we read in Romans, and as we look at God's word, it says, we can rejoice too when we run into problems and trials, for we know that they help us develop endurance. They help us develop endurance, and endurance develops strength of character. Hey, strength, tenacity, and resolve. 2026, watch out. Let's go. Apply that to your life, however it looks in your life. You may not be an athlete. It could be in other areas, your work life, your family life, your marriage life, whatever area it is. Let's get after it. Don't side with those who want to sit and complain in the corner about how everything's wrong. Come on over to this side. Strength, tenacity, and resolve. Let's get after it. Hey, if I see you on the streets of Garfield, be sure to wave, shout, beep. Listen, I'm living life to the fullest, thanking God for life, and it's going to be a great year. Not an easy year, but a great year with the help of God. God bless you all. We'll see you real soon. Have an incredible week and an incredible year.